Siren's Rest is a pseudo-sequel to 2024's Still Wakes the Deep. You play as the daughter of one of the first game's major characters. She's looking for answers, finding Lovecraftian horrors, and dealing with lots of claustrophobia-inducing situations in this roughly 2-hour-long DLC. Get into it in our XboxEra review of Still Wakes the Deep, Siren's Rest. You play as Mary, and it's impossible to talk about the plot of this game without spoiling the first one. It takes place over a decade after the events of Still Wakes the Deep, so go play that before reading this if you have not already. Mary is looking for her da, who has been missing and presumed dead since the oil rig he worked on sank over a decade before this game. Her da, and I do recommend using the UK English audio setting and getting the full Scottish experience, is not the main game's protagonist Kaz. Brody was her parent, and his presumed death is why she's taking a diving bell to the bottom of the ocean. You've got a few tools, namely a cutting torch for breaking rust off of hinges, and a camera for taking photos, and much like the first game, no real combat to speak of, it's just light platforming with some chase sequences. If you are playing this, then you're going to remember the horrific nightmare that the crew of the Vera D unearthed. It is still around, and the terror it causes is at the heart of this short slice of hell. Mary is joined by Rob in the diving bell, and though the game's 3 sections, she'll venture out into the Viridi's wreckage, looking for answers and taking photos of the deceased. As morbid as that sounds, it's the only way left to give their families closure. PR told me the experience should be roughly 2 to 3 hours, which I immediately halved in my head and found out I was about right. I explored every little nook and cranny of this rusted hulking wreck that I could find and finished up in just a hair under 90 minutes. I did beat the main game in like around 4 hours, so take that as you will. I think it's a short, sweet, disturbing DLC that is smartly paced as it tells its story of grief and the unknown. The voice acting was of real high quality, just like in the main game. I played the game on that UK English. I highly recommend it, as the game takes place off the northern Scottish coast, and hearing those accents adds to the blessed immersion in a way that only video games can give us. And while I did have a few visual bugs, like the camera moving into the walls during a cutscene, nothing broke gameplay-wise. I did have one crash while playing on Series X, but that was the only technical or gameplay issue I ran into. The ending also was a little bit sudden, but it was really emotionally heavy, and I felt like it was a satisfying conclusion for the first game's characters. Wrapping things up, Still Wakes the Deep was an incredible game. Siren's Rest shows the aftermath and how it affected at least one family. For $13, I think it's well worth checking out for anyone who's beaten the main game.